Hey everybody, so today I'm here to review the Unimom Opera breast pump with you guys. So first and foremost, Unimom did send me this breast pump, but of course, as with all of my reviews, these are completely my own thoughts and opinions. I've tested this pump out for a while now for you guys, and I just want to go ahead and give you the rundown of everything that you're used to with my breast pump reviews, and then also at the end include my experience, my thoughts, and what I have to say about the pump itself. First and foremost, I wanted to show you what you get because I have not done an unboxing with this pump, but I'm going to show you what you get inside of the package when you order the Unimom Opera. So obviously you get a motor, so this is what it looks like. There's your power port, and then right down here are your tubing ports. This is your power button. It is a touch screen that I will elaborate on later, but this is a look at the motor itself. And then you also get obviously a whole set. These are 24 millimeter flanges, and then they do have like a rubber silicone type cushion on the inside of them, and then they also do include 27 millimeter flanges as well in case you need those. And of course you have all the parts with these: the membrane, the lid, the duckbill valve down here. You get bottles, and with the bottles you also do get lids and nipples and covers in case you want to use them with that. You also do get 2 bottle stands as well, and of course some tubing. And then lastly, your wall adapter and your user manual. So that's a look at everything that comes with the pump itself, so you know what you're getting. And now I'm just going to go over the review points with you guys. Before I get into that, I want to tell you a little bit about this pump so you can understand some of the things that I'm about to mention with the review points. So this pump right here is a multi-user hospital grade dual motored breast pump. Quite the mouthful. So let me break that down for you. Multi-user hospital grade. So the term hospital grade is not something that is regulated. It's kind of like the word natural. You know, people can put that on anything, and we all have our different opinions and kind of things that we think about when we think of the word natural. It's different for everybody. So it's kind of one of those words where you'll see it on a lot of breast pumps, but the main basis of a hospital grade pump is the fact that it can be a multi-user pump. Those are the pumps that you're going to find inside a hospital because it's not sanitary for them to keep around a single user pump and pass it from mom to mom. You're going to find hospital grade pumps that allow to have multiple users with separate pumping parts. So this is truly a hospital grade pump because it is multi-user. As long as you have separate pump parts, there is absolutely no reason why multiple people can't be using this breast pump. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is dual motored. So what that means is that there is a motor for each breast. Now you can use this pump synchronized together as a standard pump normally would be. You can use it on your left breast or your right breast individually. And then there's also an additional setting, which is alternating, where it has both sides going, but it's alternating. The pattern's just a little bit off. So as one side is releasing, the other one is suctioning. So it's just going back and forth. So those are some things to know about this breast pump. I wanted to preface that because I know that this price point is going to turn a lot of people off, but please stick with me. I promise. And you guys should know by now that I wouldn't bring this to you if I didn't think it was worth it. So let me go on with the review points. The first one being price point. This pump is $600, and you heard me right, it is $600, and it's available on Amazon. I'll have it linked down below. Now on their website, it does say something about checking your insurance eligibility, so there is a chance that it could be covered by your insurance, especially if you have an insurance that will just reimburse you for whatever pump you pay for. Obviously, that means that you'll be paying out of pocket first, and then they'll reimburse you, and I would quadruple check that they are okay with that price point before you purchase something that large. But still, I wanted to mention it because I don't know that I've ever heard of this pump being available just on an insurance list, but there might be a possibility, or it might be just one of those ones where they reimburse you. Now, the second thing is function and ease of use. Now, because this is dual motor, because there are different modes and there's a lot of different features available on this pump, there is a learning curve. It's not super steep. It's not something that with a little bit of practice you don't get used to, but I did want to mention it because it's not just kind of turn it on and jump into using it. You're gonna have to know a little bit about how it works before you can do that, but I promise once you've used it after a few times, you get the hang of it, no problem. It is pretty user-friendly. Number 3 is reviews. I have not heard very much word of mouth at all. Honestly, when they reached out to me, I had never heard of this pump, so I Googled it. I didn't really find much at all, but on their website and on Amazon, it has 5-star reviews. Next thing is portability and power options. So you saw the wall adapter, so you can use this pump while it's plugged into your wall. However, it also does have a rechargeable battery, and you can also use the pump while it's charging. So whether it's all charged up and ready to go, it's plugged into the wall, whatever you need, you can use the pump. Number 5, accessibility to replacement or spare parts. You can buy them on Amazon just like you can the pump itself. Number 6, customer service. It was good. They were fast. They were responsive. I had no issues with them. Number 7 is durability. Like I said, this is a multi-user pump. That in itself normally speaks to the longevity of a pump just because it's built to last through multiple users. So hospital grade pumps just typically last longer. They're meant to, they're built to. At the same time though, this pump has the longest lifespan I've ever seen mentioned with a retail pump that you can buy like this, which is 2 years. Number 8, as far as noise level goes, I would put this pump around medium. On the lower levels, it is a little quiet, but once you get into the higher levels, it is a little bit noisier. It's nothing crazy. It's not super loud. I wouldn't go as far to say that, but it's not quiet. It's not loud. It's just kind of right there in the middle. And number 9 is closed or open system. It is a closed system. If you don't know what that means, it's a system like this with a membrane, a lid that prevents any milk or any moisture at all from going back into the tubing and possibly reaching the motor. So that way it's hygienic. And then the last thing is the different modes that it offers. So I've talked about the different dual modes that it has. That's a mouthful. But like I said, you can do it synchronized as a standard pump is with both sides going at the same time, or you can use the dual motor feature so you're only turning on the left side or you're only turning on the right side. And then there's also, like I said, alternating where both sides are suctioning. However, they're just opposite of each other. So one side's releasing, one side's suctioning. And along with that, there is also the massage and expression modes as you would typically find on most breast pumps. So the massage is to stimulate milk to get it flowing. It's going to be quicker, faster. And then also there is expression mode. So it's a little bit more long and drawn out to really express milk. Also with that, those modes are not on any kind of timer. So it's not like you're in massage mode and it just automatically kicks you over into expression mode. You can stay in massage mode or expression mode as long as you would like. So if you don't ever need to use the massage mode, you don't have to. If you want to stay in massage mode the whole time, you can. It's totally up to you. That's what the button alternating between the two is for. So a few other bonus tidbits for you guys. It does have a nightlight. So there's a handle right here, but right there is actually a nightlight. It's very loud. I had it up. There we go. We'll make it quiet. So right here is the button for it, and it has 3 modes. So as you can see. And then you just hit it a 4th time to go ahead and turn it off. So the pump does have a touchscreen, as you were able to see. This is how you work the pump. All the modes, massage and expression. And also I did want to mention the fact that there is also a memory feature. So whenever you turn off the pump, it's going to automatically start back wherever you had left off at. So just be aware of that in case you need to turn the pump down or get to a different setting when you first start. And I obviously already went over all this, but I just think it's worth mentioning again the fact that this pump is a multi-user dual motored pump. And those are pretty big differences that set it apart from other pumps that are on the market. So I just wanted to be sure to include it one last time in like this little bonus area. So that just kind of brings me to my thoughts and opinions and what I have to say about this pump. So when they reached out to me and they wanted to send me the pump to do an honest review with, I was a little skeptical just because of the price point. Also the fact that it's on Amazon. I know that I've talked to you guys before about just kind of feeling like there is 1,000 different pumps on Amazon, and just because they're on there doesn't make them good. Just because they're cheap doesn't make them good, and things like that. And I completely understand the fact that some people just are not in the financial position to spend a lot of money. I completely empathize with that. I know that with our first child, even our second child, there's absolutely no way I could have afforded a $600 breast pump. I would have been dreaming. So I completely understand that. However, I feel like the market on Amazon is completely saturated, and it's really hard to find something that was made with intention versus something that's just thrown on there. So I'm pretty weary of those things. However, since this brand is familiar to me, I've definitely heard of Unimom before, I decided to go ahead and try it out. Now, when I was looking it up, I did see the fact that it was a multi-user pump, but I didn't realize until it got to me the fact that it had those different modes on there. I saw the tubing port and I was like, oh no, can I not single pump with this? Because I don't see any port covers. I'm really concerned. You guys know that's how I pump, so I got really worried, and come to find out after reading the manual, the fact that it had those different modes on it. I did not even know that it was dual motored. I don't know how I missed that when I looked it up, but it was kind of a surprise to me. And then when it mentioned the alternating feature, I was like, oh, I don't know about that, but using it was very interesting. I personally really liked the alternating feature. However, all of that aside, it was the feeling that most sold me on this pump. So over the years, I have had a lot of questions about finding a pump that is comparable to the Medela Symphony hospital grade pump. Now, this isn't going to be a comparison. I don't want it to be, but I think it is worth mentioning, especially when we're talking about things about justifying the price. So I used the Medela Symphony in the hospital all 3 times that I had my daughters, and it was by far probably one of my most favorite pumps. The way the suction was gentle yet powerful, and I don't really know how to describe it. It's just very unique. It's not something that I've found in other pumps. There's things that get kind of in the ballpark, but not very similar until now. When I used this pump, it was like deja vu. That's what it felt like to me. Instantly, I was like taken back to being in the hospital, and that's exactly what this pump felt like to me. It's got like this strong yet gentle and consistent suction, and the fact that there's a whole bunch of other modes and features that you can use with it, the fact that it is half the price of a Medela Symphony, by the way. You can buy those, however, they are upwards in the thousands of dollars, and this is $600, which by no means is cheap at all. However, you own this. It's yours to keep, to use through multiple babies, or to whatever. Now, I understand that you can rent the Medela Symphony. Now, that's completely your own budget and something you have to consider on a personal basis if that makes sense for you or not. You know, some people prefer renting, some people prefer buying. I'm just going to leave that where it lies. But that was kind of my perspective on it. And I know that when I tried to rent a Medela Symphony, it wasn't very easy to come by. I'm not even sure if they're renting breast pumps anymore because of the pandemic. I'm sure a lot of different factors have come into play now because it's several years later from when I had looked into doing that stuff. But all around, the fact that this is a dual motored pump, it's multi-user, the fact that it feels so eerily similar to the Medela Symphony, and for a fraction of the cost, it makes this pump worth it. Now, I know that not everybody is going to be able to afford this. $600 is a lot of money, and I'm not here to say that I think that you should go out and buy this if you can't afford it. That's not what this is about. However, if you are looking for an option that is less expensive than the Medela Symphony, or you would prefer to own something versus renting, or the Medela Symphony is just something that you respond really well to, like I did myself, and you couldn't quite replicate the results with anything else, I think that this is a really great and viable option, and it's yours to keep. Everyone's situation is different, but you know, when they sent this to me, I did have pretty high skepticisms, and my expectations were just as high because for that price point, it really has to deliver for me. And my expectations were very greatly met. I was very impressed by it. It's not just some Amazon pump that was thrown together just to make a quick buck. I feel like there's intention put into this. I feel like they're offering you several different features. The fact that it's multi-user, things like that aren't just easy to come by, and I think it is worth its price point if you are able to afford it. This thing is easily held by my thumb, and we all know, if you like the Medela Symphony, that that's not going to happen anytime soon. But this is a really great option. I am very impressed with this pump, and I know that the price point is a little, you know, takes you back a little bit, but there is a lot offered into it, and I can see how it would be worth it to the people who are looking for these features or that specific feeling. So I had a really great time with this pump. It was very useful. I really enjoy it, honestly. It's probably in my top 3 favorite pumps. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that whatsoever. And I'm glad that I took the chance, and I'm glad that Unimom reached out to me and asked if they could send it to me, because I think that this is a really great pump and I wanted to bring it to you guys. But that is everything for this review. I am going to have a how to use video coming here pretty soon in case you do have this pump and you want to know how to use it. I'm going to go into depth about that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.